We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
A very good morning, good afternoon, good night, whenever you will watch this video. So today our topic is separating calorimeter, and that calorimeter is present in the chapter of properties of steam. So that is the second calorimeter. First calorimeter already we have discussed, which is the barrel calorimeter. So today we'll start with our video with the separating calorimeter. Now, separating calorimeter is used for what purpose? That it is such a device which is used to measure the dryness fraction value of the steam. So first of all, we'll write the application. Application is what? It is used to for what? It is used to find, or you can say it is used to measure what? Dryness fraction value of steam. Now, as you know, X means what? That it is a dryness fraction value of steam. That means what? It will indicate, dryness fraction value will indicate what? That how much amount of water and how much amount of vapor particles are present in a given steam, because steam is made with the help of 2 particles in a steam. Water particles are there as well as vapor particles are there. So value of X, supposing it is 70%, so dryness fraction value will indicate what? That in a given steam 70% of vapor particles are present and remaining 30% of liquid particles are present. So that is the use of separating calorimeter, which is it is used to measure the dryness fraction value of the steam. In short, in each and every calorimeter, that the function would be same, that all calorimeters are used for what purpose? To find out the dryness fraction value of the steam. But how we will find? That method is different, and also whatever equations are there for different calorimeters, that equations are also different. Now we'll start with the construction for a separating calorimeter. So how we'll start with the construction? So first of all, that separating calorimeter has one cup. So that is your cup, and that cup is perforated. Perforated means what? Over here certain holes are there. That is the meaning of perforated cup. That cup is there. At the bottom side of that cup, certain small holes are there. That is the meaning of perforated cup. Now after that, over here we will draw one calorimeter. So that is your calorimeter. That calorimeter, or you can say separating calorimeter, is connected with the help of one water level indicator. So that is your water level indicator. Now use of water level indicator, you know very well that it is used to find the amount of water which is present, or it is used to find the level of the water which is present in separating calorimeter. Over here certain markings are there. So this type of water level indicator is present. After that, that calorimeter, which calorimeter? Separating calorimeter is connected with the barrel calorimeter. That calorimeter is connected with the barrel calorimeter. So that is the way towards the barrel calorimeter. Barrel calorimeter. Clear up to that? One perforated cup is there. That perforated cup is, that whole assembly is known as separating calorimeter, which is that perforated cup has certain holes. That whole separating calorimeter is connected with water level indicator. So over here I will write water level indicator, which will indicate what? It will, which will indicate the level of the water which is present in separating calorimeter. And that separating calorimeter is connected with the barrel calorimeter, and barrel calorimeter is located on one weighing platform. Maybe you are able to see, I hope, weighing. Let me check. You can see weighing platform. It is located on one weighing platform. Now as you know, in barrel calorimeter, that barrel calorimeter is located on one weighing platform, and that weighing platform will measure what? It will measure the mass. But up to that you should remember right now. After that, over here, one sampling pipe is there, so that is your sampling pipe. That sampling pipe is perforated at its first end, and that sampling pipe is present inside of the main pipe. So that is your main pipe, and that main pipe is present into a sampling pipe, and that is your perforated cup. So that is the construction of a separating calorimeter. Now, how we'll start with the working principle. So in working principle, what we will say that that first end of the sampling pipe is perforated. Why? Same reason that we have given in barrel calorimeter. What was the reason in barrel calorimeter? That inside of the main pipe, pressure of steam is very much high. And due to the high pressure of the steam, and sampling pipe is present inside of the main pipe. So due to the high pressure of the steam, there may be a chance that first end of the sampling pipe may be cracked. Why? Because inside of that main pipe, pressure of steam is very much high, and that sampling pipe is located inside of the main pipe. So due to the high pressure, there may be a chance that first end of the sampling pipe may be cracked. So to avoid the cracking of first end of the sampling pipe, it is perforated at its first end. And if it is perforated, so what's happened? Whatever steam will there, that will pass from this hole. So high pressure is not imparted on this sampling pipe. So that sampling pipe may not be cracked. After that, now from the main pipe, steam is taken into a sampling pipe. In sampling pipe, right now steam is present, and that steam will be imparted on perforated cup. That because below that sampling pipe, one cup is there which is perforated. So that steam will be imparted on that perforated cup. Now, as you know, in this steam, two things are present: water and vapor particles. So over here, when steam is imparted on the cup, so what's happened? Due to the density difference, water and vapor particle both are separated. Due to the density difference, water and vapor both particles are separated, because water has different density, liquid has different density. Water has different density, vapor has different density. So due to the density difference, water and vapor both particles are separated. How they are separated due to density difference? As for example, if I want to say, supposing if I have one balloon with water and another balloon with vapor, both of the balloon with water and balloon with air, if I will hold in my hand and if I will throw both of the balloon together, so what's happened? Both will strike on the wall together, but among that two balloons, which balloon will come earlier? But obvious, water balloon will come earlier, and vapor balloon or balloon with air will not come that much fast. Why? Because water and vapor both has a different density. So due to the density difference, what's happened? Water balloon will come towards me earlier, but comparatively that air balloon will not come towards me. That means water balloon and vapor balloon both are separated when both are imparted on the wall. So due to the density difference, both balloons will be separated. Same way over here, in a steam, water and vapor particles are there. So when that steam is imparted on the perforated cup, so due to the density difference, what's happened? Water and vapor, both particles are separated. Now separation will be such that vapor particle will move in the upward direction. Why? Because vapor will always move in the upward direction. Vapor is lighter than the water. So vapor particle will move in the upward direction, and that vapor particle will go inside of the barrel calorimeter. That means now separated vapor particles are present in barrel calorimeter, and barrel calorimeter is located on one weighing platform. So barrel calorimeter will do what? It will measure the mass. Mass of what? Mass of that separated vapor particles, or you can say mass of that steam. So barrel calorimeter will measure what? Mass of steam. How barrel calorimeter will measure mass of steam? Because barrel calorimeter is located on one weighing platform, and that weighing platform will measure the mass of the steam, because over here steam is entering in barrel calorimeter, so that it will measure the mass of the steam with the help of weighing platform. And barrel calorimeter is located on the weighing platform. So over here weighing platform is there, that is your barrel calorimeter, and from the top side of barrel calorimeter steam will enter, because at the top side which thing is present? Separating calorimeter is present. So from separating calorimeter, vapor particle will enter into a barrel calorimeter, and barrel calorimeter is present on weighing platform. So barrel calorimeter will measure what? Mass of steam. Achha. After that, vapor particles are separated, and whatever liquid particles are there, they will be collected with the help of this perforated cup inside of the calorimeter. So that is your calorimeter. So over here, little bit change I will say over here for the better diagram. This type of thing. Okay, so over here, supposing level of the water is increases up to that much level. Why? Because level of the water is increasing, because over here vapor particles are separated. As density of vapor particle is lower, so they will move in upward direction, and liquid particle has more density, so that with the help of this perforated cup, it will be collected inside of the separating calorimeter. Now over here, water level indicator is there. So water level indicator will do what? It will indicate the level of water. That means it will indicate the mass of water. Clear about that? Barrel calorimeter will measure mass of steam. Water level indicator will measure mass of water. Now two things are there with you. As you know, dryness fraction equation is what? Mass of steam divided by mass of steam plus mass of water. In my first video, I have explained about this equation also. So right now you should accept this equation. X is equals to ms divided by ms plus mw. Mass of steam value from where you will get? You will get from the barrel calorimeter, because barrel calorimeter will measure the mass of steam, and mass of steam barrel calorimeter. Mass of water will be measured by what? Will be measured by water level indicator, which is connected with separating calorimeter. So mass of water will be given by separating calorimeter or water level indicator. So each and every values you will insert in this equation, so that you will get the answer of dryness fraction value of the steam. Clear about that? Now, why it is known as separating calorimeter? So simple thing is that, which one? That over here, first of all, water and vapor, both particles are separated. First of all, over here, what's happened? Water and vapor, both particles are separated. Then separated vapor particles are measured with the help of barrel calorimeter, and separated water particles are measured with the help of water level indicator. That is why it is known as a separating calorimeter. Simple thing. Now that separating calorimeter has one limitation also. Which limitation? That with the help of this separating calorimeter, we will not get the exact value, we will get the approximate value. Now question may arise that why we will get the approximate value, why not the exact value? So simple reason is there that the complete separation of water and vapor particles are not possible. That means over here what we are saying, completely water and vapor particle we cannot separate. That means over here some vapor particles are there, but with vapor particles some water particles are also present. That means over here you will get measured with the help of barrel calorimeter mass of steam plus some mass of water also it will be measured. That means mass of the steam is approximate. Mass of steam is approximate. And also over here whatever water is present, with that water some steam pressure is there. So with that steam pressure some amount of vapor is present. So due to that height of water is increasing, so due to that exact amount of water you will not get, you will get approximate amount of water. So over here approximate value, over here also it is approximate value, over here also it is approximate value. So dryness fraction value answer will be also approximate. So that is the limitation of this separating calorimeter. Limitation is what? That we cannot measure the exact value. Why? Because complete separation of water and vapor particles are not possible. So that is all about the separating calorimeter. Now I would like to end this video. We will meet with a new video. Till then, read hard, work hard. Thank you very much.